Virtus.pro's turn to ban.
3, 2. Hello. Oh. Hello everyone and welcome back to the ESL 1 Fall Bootcamp Edition group stage. We are halfway through our Eastern European remaining. Titan matchup. The two TI attendees now head into game number 2 of Virtus.pro with a 1-game lead. And joining me on the coverage here today is Mr. Avo Plus live from Barcelona. How's it going over there, Avo?
Excited for the second game. Hopefully it's a bit of a fairer one between Spirit and Virtus.pro. I again didn't mind the draft by Spirit as much. Maybe there was small issues, right? I don't think it was actually that bad of a draft. I know Coddle offlane seems like a meme, but I actually think it's kind of legitimate. I do think that when Neon did it on Yopaj and made it was a bit of a meme.
5 seconds remaining.
But I think now it's actually kind of viable if you play it right. And I don't think it was taken advantage of as much as I would like. So I'm hoping for this a much more consistent draft and for Team Spirit to be ready for Virtus.pro to play exactly as the last patch, but with just different heroes. They need to be ready for that kind of idea.
Yeah, I think it's interesting, right? Because we just saw Alliance as well take a pretty fast 2-0 with,
10 seconds
I want to say, a similar kind of approach to a new meta, but with old play styles, right?
I'd say Alliance was playing their own game, which is usually a mid-game dominant game, right? I think Alliance was a bit different to what was last meta. I mean, they were playing their own meta last meta too, right? Which Alliance, who cares? Alliance doesn't even read patches. They're like, oh, heroes are strong, I'll make them strong. So it's a bit different. But I do feel like Virtus.pro is very much the 4-1 of last meta, which has always worked for them as well. And good team fights.
5 seconds remaining.
So I don't think it's kind of the same thing, if I'm honest with you. I do feel like Team Spirit though is it's forcing the envelope less than Empire was, that's for sure.
All right, well, we'll see here what they can get in game number 2 as our draft now is underway and now live on your screens. Team Spirit, of course, looking to draw best of 2, pardon me, best of 2 group stages here for the ESL 1 Fall Bootcamp Edition group stage. And, well, that means Team Spirit can just look to go draw VP. Last time these two teams met in an ESL event would have been for their second season upper division, where it was a 2-1 victory for VP. It's a very hard-fought series, hard-fought victory for VP as well. We'll see if Spirit can give them another potential Game 3, or what would be a Game 3 if we were in that kind of format, but we're not. Spirit actually going out of their way to ban out the Omni Knights, so they weren't too keen on having that hero on the safe lane, position 5 for VP. Next up is next to go is going to be the Slark, and VP open up by actually picking both of their supports, Lion and Wyvern, unless this is a Wyvern mid, but I have my doubts on that.
Yeah, no, I think Wyvern mid kind of got killed, but I do feel like Wyvern 5 is one of Virtus.pro favorites, honestly. I did think this hero was going to get, like, the nerfs were going to make people play it a bit less. Doesn't really seem to be the case. But to be honest, I also have not seen any team, like, they just see Wyvern and what was Creepwave. Creepwave's solution to Wyvern was, let's pick more physical damage, maybe enough of it will break the ice. Not gonna work. Like, we haven't really seen anyone that's actually trying to pick a hero against Wyvern either, so I don't know if the nerfs are enough to actually make this unviable, because people are just trying to ignore the hero, which has never worked and will never work.
5 seconds remaining.
Can't quite ignore the Wyvern. You gotta deal with her. You gotta deal with her.
Just that, yeah. I like Team Spirit's draft for now, though. I think it's decent against Wyvern. Shadow Demon's good. He was already top tier last patch, and I think he's still really good right now. Shadow Poison level 1 got buffed, which is actually a pretty big deal, because level 1 used to be kind of garbage, and now it's a bit more acceptable. Level 5 got nerfed, or level 4 got nerfed, but who cares? Because by that moment you have so much damage anyway. And he got a little bonus on his damage with Soul Catcher, which is great. Now you get magic damage per hero that you hit with Soul Catcher.
10 seconds remaining.
Yeah,
that is interesting.
Damage amp. So.
Yeah, before. No, you're good. Yeah, because there was never really a point to catching multiple heroes on that one before, but now incentivized a bit more. So we really don't want to group up versus the Shadow Demon, especially if it's going to be Mira taking up. He loves his position 4 ranged spellcasters. Does very nicely on them. And speaking of this off lane, right, it's going to be collapsed back on his Tidehunter, something that you always, last game you preferred him on. It's the hero, rather, that you highlighted as an example of team fight presence here as the collapse excels on. There's an Axe ban, first Axe ban on the B stream here anyway.
I think Collapse is one of the best Tides you're playing in Eastern. I mean, DM is up there, because DM is also incredibly good in general, but I just find And Virtus.pro, is this the last patch? I mean, they honestly don't care. They're just picking DOTA. Probably out of the 3 heroes that are like the top tier carries, obviously like the Slark aside, which is a hero that Virtus.pro's incorporated, DOTA is by far the best one against Shadow Demon. Terrorblade suffers a bit, and Luna definitely suffers a lot, so I think this is a good option.
5 seconds remaining.
See how Team Spirit are going to look to try and play this then. They VP know what the lane is going to be, which is why they're confident in just picking the DOTA now. See how Spirit can look to throw a wrench in the works. Position 5 Nyx might be doable for them here. Just to have that mana burn, something on a support to make this DOTA look a little bit more difficult since the Lion has been taken out. The Slaughter in the pool, it's a bit too dangerous, especially in this pick, to be drafting your safe laner, so it's going to be a support for sure. Trying to think of what we might end up seeing from a Poshka then. Positions 5 versus DOTA. Silence might be nice. Some lockdown, something maybe to hunt or scout, because that's something that Wyvern is going to be able to do. Just kind of sit back, and we've seen Kingslayer really take advantage of that. Also, it's the mid lane, Toronto, Tokyo, Invoker. Didn't get banned out this time by VP. So Team Spirit will actually grab it here for their 3rd pick overall in the draft.
Okay, that's good. I think the Quasar Sword with Invoker got slightly buffed. I still think you're going to play it the same way, which is you Quasar early and then you move into Quasar Sword.
5 seconds
against
remaining.
Winter Wyvern. But the idea is that the Cataclysm will always be there. And this is a draft, this is the first draft we see today where the Winter Wyvern, I feel like, actually got countered or stopped, right? Cataclysm is great against Cold Embrace. You have the Shadow Demon with a lot of burst damage as well. It's a good draft against it.
Yep. Yeah, especially with Quaswex levels, Tornado to kind of force a Wyvern out of the hiding spot is a bit of a problem. That's something that we needed here from Spirit. There's going to be the Willow then, so I wonder who's going to be... Is it going to be Mira on the Willow, perhaps?
Mira does love that Willow.
Radiant team
That's what
back.
I mean. He also loves the Shadow Demon, so 2 heroes I think he's going to be eager to play, as VP will go for the GPK. Void Spirit, saw it earlier today, banned by Spirit in Game 1 in this 2nd phase. This time they opted to ban, I want to say, Axe instead, as well as a couple different changes, so we'll be eager to pick him back up.
10 seconds remaining.
I think that should be a consideration for a lot more teams. The Shard is really good.
5 seconds remaining.
As an offlaner, mind you, no longer is Axe carry viable.
Virtus.pro's turn to ban.
Void Spirit didn't get any substantial buffs, but enough to make him, like, it just nudged him in the right direction. I still think he's good because of how the meta is shifting a bit and the new items benefit him, so he's solid. And GPK is a monster hero, so it's always good on him, regardless.
Radiant team ban.
What is going to be the carry for Team Spirit, though? They need a carry against DOTA. I guess we're just going back to previous meta. Terrorblade banned. Gyro's in the pool. Gyro was the solution in South America against DOTA, and that was pretty strong. I think it's actually a good idea.
Yeah, that ain't bad as well. Good magic damage if you want to go for that build versus a Wyvern, so the Cold Embrace is going to feel a bit weaker, even if it isn't already, especially with Bedlam. I'm thinking maybe it's a bit of a... but you don't have last pick here. Last pick is for VP. So if we were thinking AM for Team Spirit, which it was on my mind, we'd have to ban the Slardar. But Slardar's not banned. Yeah, Slardar's not banned, so it's just too risky now. It's just plainly too risky for Spirit to try and pick him up.
Well, I mean, that Stalker's also pretty good against AM. Go on top of him.
10 seconds remaining.
Consider Slardar.
Radiant team pick.
Yeah, okay.
Anyway.
Yeah, I think that's a good idea, honestly. I honestly do think he's better than the Jarkaptars proposed.
Yeah, I mean, he's purpose-built to kill high-end heroes, right? So hopefully he would do decently versus DOTA, technically not an int hero, but, has a big mana pool. So 4 heroes with big mana pools, I think AM's a good guy to get rid
5 seconds
so then
remaining.
We need a different carry.
Gyro, Ursa are the two that are probably best here.
I could see an Ursa getting kited a bit too much, though, this game.
Yeah, that's my concern. That's why I don't love it.
Wyvern.
Matchup against DOTA.
It does. He can go for a couple different item builds as well. I think they work out. Are we too scared of like a big counter for him? Yay!
Not very solid. PA into Winter Wyvern, PA into Lion. Like, PA's good against DOTA though. Like it's a 60-40 core to core, right? Where PA is a bit better.
10
PA
seconds remaining.
does have a tendency to get out farmed. That's fine.
5 seconds remaining.
Do you think Battle Fury is back? Do you think this is necessary for PA to just keep up and farm, or
you have nothing to empower? Like, it's good. It's an okay PA game. The problem, of course, being Wyvern and Lion. The two supports are very good against her. But I guess you just jump them first. And Void Spirit also has a lot of magical burst. It's not the ideal pick. I honestly did think Gyrocopter's a bit better, but it also is a more Utoro hero. He does love PAs. His two favorite heroes, I think.
very classic, just right-clicky physical damage, big red number is good kind of heroes?
I hit, I do damage. That's what carry does.
That's what carry does. I throw 3 daggers, they all crit and bash, and I win game.
Honestly, for DM, this is a really good DK game, actually.
Okay, yeah, DK is looking pretty good. I'm kind of like, I don't know why I get the urge to kind of crush this PA in lane just to give our Dusa a bit more time. I'm not too concerned about like the mid game for Dusa, but just to give her that advantage.
Choose
Bloodseeker,
your
not the pick I had in mind actually.
Oh, that's an old
pick,
old DM hero. He used to play that on back when it was a offlane hero on Quincycrew when he was there for a while. He's really good on the Bloodseeker. Actually, one of my favorite Bloodseekers. I thought in North America I was a bit disappointed with a lot of Bloodseeker offlanes, and I thought DM always showed up. And then I realized that he's not North American, so I guess that's why.
Wow.
Sorry, there's just a freebie. No, I think his Bloodseeker is very good. He itemizes pretty well, and the hero is very strong against PA because of Phantom Strike. So how it works with Bloodseeker is that I think it's 1300 range or 1300 units. If you don't move that distance in 1 second, then you still get hit by the Rupture. So Phantom Strike does always hit the PA, or Rupture will always hit PA during the Phantom Strike, so you don't get to blur that. Obviously, the science is brutal, and Bloodseeker is a high armor hero. In addition to Bloodseeker offlane being quite strong, I would say right now, and you have great synergy with Winter Wyvern because you can guarantee a blood right. It's really good. This is a really good pickup.
Okay, I like it. That's not the pick I would have gone for initially. I was thinking of like a different way to crush a PA in lane.
Me neither, but I'd like
nothing really was coming to mind. Yeah. We'll see. I know you like it. You're a big fan of the Bloodseeker. You seek the Bloodseeker, in fact.
He's also really good against the Tide because Rupture's undispellable, so that's you can actually buff the Tide with Bloodseeker. And I would say he doesn't have any really counters this game. Like Shadow Demon can make illusion to you, who cares, right? I guess you can disrupt someone to prevent them from being hit by a Blood Right or shenanigans like that, but it's just not good enough. I really like this pickup, and his lane should be pretty good as well against PA.
Demonic Purge might be a bit annoying for him as well, but I think that applies to everyone. And if you're not Demonic Purging... Oh, go ahead.
I was going to say, not so much if you're off lane, because Demonic Purge is great against Bloodseeker carry because you have to Blood Rage yourself, right? So constant purging is... But against the Bloodseeker off lane, your speed is enough. Like, you honestly have so much speed, doesn't matter if they slow you. And you don't Blood Rage yourself. So you either choose to take away his speed, which is not great and not a solution, or you choose to take away the Blood Rage from someone else, and that's probably going to be Dusa or Void Spirit. Void Spirit, good luck purging him. Dusa, haha. You purge the Dusa.
Yeah, she doesn't care. She'll just tank through it. VP rotating around. Let's see what they can find. Yotaro in position here. It's not a smoke. It's just a bold walk through the forest here. Save. They're going to get eyes now on the post. Toronto Tokyo zoned out here a bit, as there's going to at least be a disruption, self-disruption from a Poshka to make sure he doesn't get silenced, and VP will head back towards their own side of the river.
Well, I'll see how this works out. I'm not entirely confident in the PA, but it is a comfort pick, which sometimes is actually better than getting the best pick in the draft.
One of my
favorites. Probably very comfortable with
Are you guys gonna play the game?
The Bloodseeker was just so good, and you already have to deal with a Winter Wyvern to begin with, right? So it's gonna be tough. I think the Rupture is gonna just come out on the PA every time.
The battle begins.
And she can't really afford to deviate from her build to go Linkens until...
Yeah, very much a luxury item. And I think with an offlane Bloodseeker, even if there's like a Lotus online or something like that, he doesn't mind really rupturing himself. So long as he gets that Rupture onto PA, I think he's kind of done his duty. Because he can stand still, he can still cast Blood Rage, he can still throw out Blood Rights a bit. Or he can just die in fights, honestly, as long as he gets the Rupture off.
Also, I see some comments about the why not PL, which honestly is a good question, because PL has a good core-to-core matchup against Dusa. Dusa eventually beats the PL, and Sanking and Underworld were both available in the pool, so really, I think PL was a bit of an auto lose.
The Underlord was the hero I was thinking instead of the Bloodseeker, just to really crush the lane for PA, but...
That's a very good DM hero as well. I think the guy's just very good, honestly. Mechanically, he's incredible. The only thing people have ever criticized about DM is that he doesn't train, and that's how good he is.
Mid lane matchup for the Quas Wex Toronto Tokyo Invoker. Decided to go for the Exort this game, very reasonably, of course, as he can dispel the shield. He can, of course, EMP the DOTA, and they can look for early kills here, early activation on the Invoker. Of course, I wonder at what stage versus a Void Spirit are you fast enough? I think it's 4 points usually in the Quas is going to stop you, stop a Void Spirit from dissimilating and force the steps out. So maybe we see 4 points, and then it's going to be at level 10, first point in Exort. We'll see though. Toronto Tokyo, I trust his Invoker skill builds over my own.
I think even beyond the whole idea of like, oh, Quaswex is good here, is also the fact that unless you have a very good lineup with Sunstrikes, I'm talking like very, very good to take advantage of Sunstrike a lot early, I don't think there's ever a reason why you should go Quaswex or Invoker these days compared to Quaswex. Like you Quaswex and deviate to Exort, and you get the great part about Quaswex, which is the early, and you deviate into Exort a bit later, and you have the damage later, and you're fine. You just go into Vitus and you're okay, right? So,
okay. Top lane? Bottom, I mean?
The magic stick though. Fine. DM though doesn't do much
damage
against the PA, but it's gonna hit her a bit.
He will hit her, at least. Collapse top lane fighting mano a mano versus Nightfall, with the supports going toe-to-toe as well. That's gonna give some thirst though. Yeah, onto Bloodseeker, so very quick to pop that healing salve. And there's even more healing than from Kingslayer. No points in the Splinter Blast, just looking to harass with the burn and heal with the Embrace. This is a Wyvern who protect and attack. She does not push waves.
No. Which is fine, because DOTA can push her on. DOTA's laning got a bit nerfed with Mana Shield nerfs, actually pretty considerable, so she's vulnerable to ganks early. And this actually makes the Tide matchup a bit easier, because usually Tide used to win this matchup by just gushing the DOTA and pushing her under tower and just harassing her a lot. So VP has to be a bit careful about this early, but once you get enough points in Mana Shield, it's... As you can see, Collapse doing exactly that. He knows this matchup, they need him with a root.
Dire structures are fortified.
Kingslayer, the attack right now, protect as well at the same time.
Yep. He can protect
mana back
while he hits her. Yeah.
This isn't a partnership, Tidehunter.
At least he's going to try. He's got this clarity. I assume that'll go to Nightfall, who does not even have enough for a Mystic Snake yet. And even the healing. Yep. Good old, very sacrificial position 5 for Kingslayer. Something that I'm sure he's well used to. And there's the Dual Null Talisman for Toronto Tokyo. He's now got the full Magic Wand on the way. See, I'm eager to see which mid laner is going to rotate away first, because both of these mid laners very, very potent with their rotational abilities. Plenty we gank towards as well. Perhaps bottom, I would say, for Toronto Tokyo. I think there's quite easy kills for you there. I think bottom might just be both targets. Yotaro as well, very vulnerable to the attacks that cannot miss, such as the Astral Steps, and he's even vulnerable to a Bloodrite. Doesn't have anyone to jump to, thanks to the silence, and he's gonna get it off. Will that save him? The Hex, the Disruption, they're gonna force save to take the last hit, but it's first blood nonetheless here for VP onto the carry.
Yeah, as long as you're harassing the carry, Bloodseeker will recover regardless. He's a great fast farmer. I'm wondering if DM will go for the very old build of the Veil of Discord on the Bloodseeker. I'm interested in that idea. Because now with a new Blood Rage spell amp talent, you actually can one-shot the wave again, which they took away from the Blood Rage. With the Veil of Discord, level 15 talent and level 10 talent. For now, Moshka struggling. Do we have a Hex? We do, but that's going to be probably used for Yotaro defensively, or not at all, as DM will just recover back with a creep wave and look for the denies, because now they heal him.
Yep, they do. They heal him. If he can get his hands on them, a little bit difficult versus a PA.
Yep, fair enough. No. I'm gonna be out of position a bit with Moshka. There's the Blood Ray. Moshka trying to run out of it. He's gonna get hit regardless.
No boots.
We have Orb of Venom on DM. I think Moshka's gonna die to this. Or Spike, yeah, walking away from it, letting the kill go to DM. DM will happily take it.
That he will. Pulling at least both heroes away, allowing the PA to at least safely see us under tower. Because yeah, the space is really what we need for Yotaro here. He's at least got himself the Ring of Health online, so he's quite... he's got a lot of HP regen. I wouldn't call this hero tanky ever, but he's got a lot of regen, so he can afford to take a bit of casual harass in this lane. The DM, the 2 points in Thirst now. Who's a little bit low? Yeah, top lane. Collapse is struggling a bit versus the DOTA. It's just so fast all the time. 400 move speed just with the brown boots.
Dire are scanning.
Yeah, it's very difficult. But you also have a lot of like...
Wow.
They're not killing us.
You have a lot of ways of dealing damage as well, like with the other, particularly the supports. Invoker can heal back up, but the rest can't. So you always have a bit of Thirst on DM. That also got buffed a bit. Now the threshold starts at 80%. It's a big deal. It's much easier to get them below 80%. Honestly, what's 80% HP? Most people live at 80% HP.
It's true. Heroes. Those people are called supports.
Yeah, exactly. Like in real life, who's actually living at 100% HP? The moment you've had Taco Bell once, you know you're at 80% HP already.
Okay. Kingslayer. He's here to keep everyone else topped up, though. Not like they've got to worry about it. It's collapsed. Yep, there he goes. Already below 80 HP. So that'll trigger the Kraken Shell, level 1, at least to get rid of the Arctic Burn. But the damage has been done. DM is still continuing to see us very comfortably, 30 and 11. Yotaro really struggling already into the jungle, but without even the coup de grace. So he is very slowly getting his farm in. As mid lane, there's a tornado. Double Astral Step is going to get used, not finding GPK. And the Poshka instead will fall down bottom just to DM and save.
Fascinating the DMs had to go for the 1 point of Blood Rage. This is the, like if you ever watch a Wild Bloodseeker, this is the Wild Bloodseeker's mating call to show that he's actually had a really good look. The 1 point in Blood Rage as opposed to maxing Thirst. That shows that you're doing really well and you're planning on farming even a bit. And it's gonna go for the New Age Bloodseeker build, you know, the avant-garde Bloodseeker that goes for the urn as opposed to the Veil of Discord, which I like as well. A bit of extra magical damage, good mana regen as well, which is the main part of this component. And just more harassment, even some heal for your team, which is kind of useful this game.
Did I hear a squeak?
They're trying to sneak on up, but he's been scouted here by the ward. Mapochka pinging it like they know what's going on, but this one unfortunately just out of range of the sentry, which is blocking the camp. We'll go ahead and stack the easy camp instead. That's Earn for Toronto Tokyo. With the CD rune, will he look to rotate?
Dire's top
the answer for now is no,
attack.
but GPK is currently in his triangle, still on a stack. Just a single stack here. Has an Astral Step to work with. Tornado is going to force him to sidestep, but Collapse can't really do much here. That's a threat GPK, so he should just be able to walk away freely. Nightfall already into the jungle here. Only level 1 split shot, but still farming himself a couple of stacks. I tried bottom. Toronto Tokyo.
Probably will die here. Commit a lot for that kill on save, and actually DM gets away with this. Rotation by the Invoker, obviously that's going to be his first rotation, so it doesn't really matter if they committed a lot or not, because you get the fuel to actually go and rotate out places with your...
Exactly. Yeah, that's it is a big one, but right? It's what the Invoker needs. Yes, that's what the Invoker needs. It's when you get everyone to go to the gas station. I don't know why you'd need everyone, but Invoker, he needs to go to the gas station as well, or the petrol stop, whatever you call them.
It's like you go to the gas station and you're like filling the car with petrol, and Invoker's trying to kill the gas station to get his blood, and you're like, what are you doing? And,
Invoker, please.
It's the 5th gas station attended this week.
Radiant's middle tower is under attack.
He's like one of the vampires. Oh, here he goes. Actually, Mira is going to be in a bit of trouble. Sun will catch him. Tornado is going to whip, unfortunately, and down goes Mira.
Alright, maybe I was a little...
Second Astral Step is used. GPK on the high ground.
Place our calm before the gods.
Could be in trouble. The Submerger, sorry, so... Hey, you have to be careful. Moska will die easily to him. And they could proceed to get a kill on the PA. GPK. Not too much mana, but enough to actually continue this onslaught.
Dire's top tower is under attack.
Oh, I lied. Why use Rupture?
Yep. They're going to decide against it. Top lane Collapse is just looking to bully out Kingslayer. Kingslayer a bit mobile, can harass very effectively here with Arctic Burn. Splinter Blast from a safe range behind the tower to clear the waves. And just like, who was it? Beastmaster, right? No, Beastmaster actually pushed the tower. Who's the hero we had? Oh, Coddle, right? Coddle as well. Same thing. Doesn't really hit the tower. He clears waves. Tidehunter can hit the tower. Does a little bit more than the Coddle, but not much more, thanks to his very poor attack speed. but can clear the waves at least. So the Wyvern proves to be just as effective as, say, like a Rubik would, and making sure that you make it difficult for the offlaner to push through the tower.
Yeah, I mean, the difference between a Tidehunter and a Coddle is that the Tide can actually tank, right, the tower. I think that's the biggest one.
Yes, and the Tide has a good ulti.
Yes, that's true. So he actually can defend. Whereas Coddle, if they go for him, he has the disruptor line of, they're attacking me. You know, and that's the line he has to perpetually spam because he's just so weak and can't really tank anything.
One of my sins, my dude.
He can't do that.
Yes,
Dire's
they're
top
very
tower
different heroes.
is under
Yeah, Collapse,
attack.
he couldn't. I mean, he was actually kind of doing this down in last game, wasn't he, on the Coddle? It's now he's going to be able to do a bit more
Dire's
pushing it.
structures are
They're going to force back Kingslayer, who will not
Dire's
show himself,
top
doesn't want to
tower
take
is under
the
attack.
Shadow Realm damage. Okay, rotation bottom, second one from GPK.
Yeah, Finger with one more creep. Save, just take the experience, it's fine. Okay, there. And now with Finger, I feel like you kill PA. I think it's an easy kill on your Toro.
Okay, well, they've scouted GPK
Dire's
here with the
top
ward.
tower is under attack.
Maposhka is playing it cool for now. Yatoro is going to get a TP coming on
Dire's
in from
top
Toronto
tower
Tokyo as the
has
tower
fallen.
top lane will fall. We have a TP and a Ravage at the ready from Collapse. So Virtus.pro, with that in mind, aren't going to be looking to play too aggressively as GPK will just farm the wave. Back off.
I can't believe I'm saying these words, but it's actually a really good blur by Yatoro. Because if Bloodseeker notices that he's there, he just blood writes the trees and gets vision of him, ruptures him, and then
Radiant's
figures that
middle
he's
tower
dead,
is
right?
under attack.
But because he can't get close to the tower because he knows there's people around, the moment he blurs, this becomes impossible. And they have to instead rotate top, where they do have a rupture, and they'll use it immediately against Collapse. He's going to want to TP. We have the Hex just in case, so Collapse will fight to death. Here's Collapse. Collapse walking around with a rupture on him. That's not very healthy. Collapse is going to die to Nightfall, actually. The perfect hero to take the last one.
Yeah, that's not the perfect hero, but the best hero to take it with. I think the perfect hero to secure a last hit with is maybe a Lion, right? A Finger of Death, Alina. But that's who you wanted to give it to for the farm. Yeah, maybe
Dire's
a
bottom
Sonic
tower
Wave.
is under attack.
All right, smoke play though.
Dire
Save,
are
holding on to the
scanning.
Finger. Willing to kind of trying rather to find a good target to use it on. Yatoro could be just that, especially as he has Phantom Strike going over to the wave.
He's the perfect
Blur
target.
and Insu. He is the perfect target.
Yeah.
And Save with the perfect wraparound should
Radiant
find him
are
here.
scanning.
Let's pick up the pace, Jack.
Quite easy as.
I step
And that helps
into
you
your
get
Dire's
Kaya.
structures are fortified.
Yeah.
He's in trouble. He doesn't have any thirst, so he's demonic purge or not, he's just not fast at all.
Dire's middle tower
Purge
is
finally
under
releases
attack.
him. I'm gonna set up for the sunstrike. Yes, tanking it nicely. It's not gonna be Collapse is there to kill him. Winter's Curse fails.
Okay.
That's awkward.
Yeah,
Kingslayer.
Doesn't do much. There's going to be a stun, at least on a Collapse, as they're going to try and remove all of his mana. Still has a Soul
Radiant's
Ring,
top
though,
tower
so
is
he's going to
under
have enough to
attack.
pop for an
Dire's
emergency
middle
Ravage should he
tower
need
is
one, and
under
he just
attack.
might, as they're now TPing into DOTA. It's been scouted by Mira. Nightfall with the point in Stone Gaze, just showing up to threaten, will be able to force back the attackers from the Tier 1 tower. And Team Spirit, there's the Tumbler's toy, getting tied out to the high ground. Yeah.
Right now, obviously, the DOTA is out farming the PA, which is to be expected, but to be honest, PA's farm is pretty good. I'm always impressed by Yatoro managing to find farm even on heroes that shouldn't be farming fast, and he's closing in on the Battle Fury with the treads. He'll have it around 50 minutes in. He's been kicked out of the lane, doesn't really matter, and Virtus.pro hasn't been able to actually put enough pressure, right? They haven't been able to take a tower or anything big like that just yet. We'll see that DM will be going
Radiant's
for an Atos
bottom
build, which is the
tower
build
is
that was
under
popularized
attack.
in South American Bloodseekers for a while due to the Argentinian Papita.
Yes. Papita.
I have all the history of the Bloodseeker builds, my dude.
Now, Mariano, all right?
Radiant's
Yes,
bottom
Mariano. I mean, he was
tower
Mariano
is
back in
under
the time
attack.
as well, but do I care? No. He's Papita forever.
Maposhka running away here. Air spike in 3 more seconds. Disruption was already used. Of course, they have vision thanks to Thirst. Yeah, so the trees aren't doing much. Mid lane, Collapse. Ruptured up here, holding on to a Ravage. You can avoid the Blood Right. Mira pump faking the Terrorize there.
Radiant's bottom tower is under
That's
attack.
the moment when you
Holding that
realize
Radiant
Rupture is really good
structures
and
are
Tide, but at the same
fortified.
time, you need a
Silent
team
killer.
to be able to kill Tide. Otherwise, he's so tanky. He's one of the few heroes that can just stand there and be like, yeah, sure, go at me, come on. Without Void Spray,
And
I
we're
don't
still
think
pushing
he's
this.
gonna die.
They'll put in this bottom tower as well. For as good as the job DM did down here, he's been able to secure it. Save is nearby. Could counter-initiate on Mapochka. Will do just that. So I think they were looking to try and set up a disruption here for GPK. Instead, he set up the remnant. Sunlight is out. Used to avoid the terrorize, but now with the terrorize coming on in, perfectly connecting into the ice wall. Not really moving too fast. And there's going to be Mapochka picking up the kill. Eventually, enough stacks of the max Shadow Poison in addition to the Demonic Purge popping him.
Dire's middle tower has been denied.
And Team Spirit in general is regaining it. Well, Toro now should get the Battle Fury, so standard timing of 50 minutes in. Considering the bad game he's had, though, it's pretty good. Unless he dies here, it suck. They have Winter's Curse. They do, but Toro will try to TP. That's not going to succeed. Winter's Curse is ready. But TPs are coming, though, from Team Spirit. They want to say Yatoro. Will they be capable of doing so? Yatoro still has one more jump left in him, actually coupled now with the Phantom Strike.
Okay.
He gets away. Save is joining them. They know there's a Ravage here, and thanks to Team Spirit's TP, it's going to work out. In fact, they might even be able to get a counter kill onto Save, who has only a Hex right now. Cold Embrace.
Dire's bottom tower is under attack.
Deanna's coming now.
He is, and with a Rupture, this might be an opportunity to at least kill Tide, and they will go for him. Bloodright will give vision if need be. There we go. Collapse can't get away. He keeps running, but he's losing all of his blood.
Are scanning.
For this time, just to the Bloodseeker.
Should took him a while though, as he managed to close the gap to Nightfall a lot faster than Nightfall was expecting. So I got hit with the Anchor Smash. Nightfall not going bottom, as Toronto Tokyo was pushing just a bit. First point, I think I said this, but first point at Exort at level 9, I want to say, for this Invoker. So he's going to be ending up maxing.
Radiant's
the
top
Wex,
tower is
straight
under
into
attack.
the vessel. Usually this is where I see Toronto Tokyo now deviate into either BOTs and playing more around the mid game, or building Midas and then hoping to scale. So he's going to have to make that decision here based on how he feels this game is going. 3-9, a 2K net worth lead, starting to fledge a bit more here for VP. We'll see how this fight goes for them.
Dire are scanning.
So there's going to be GPK making the jump onto Mira. If the Shadow Army goes, those over the wood, a lot of the targeted damage that Lion will be able to provide. And that's going to be a kill onto Lion. They'll also have a slow now for GPK. Kingslayer with Curse in 3 seconds, now hiding on the high ground, ready to counter-initiate. Mapochka chasing down GPK.
Dire's
is
middle
going to
tower
turn
is
himself
under
around
attack.
though, as he realized GPK is a bit too far gone. VP though, they've yet to been able to find a tier 1 tower anywhere on the map. Collapse very quick to TP back down bot lane as he edges closer now to the Blink Dagger, but also to continue defending this bot tier 1.
New treasures.
Atos for DM. Finally completed, so they're going to try to go for a kill here. GPK still no Kaya and Sanj, but at least he has Kaya, so it's a start. What can they find? As Yatoro now finally clears the ancient stacks, so they can kill him before he finishes. That'd be ideal, but Yatoro is a bit too fast at clearing them. No, actually, maybe not. But right, at least they take the valuable ancients. That's pretty big, actually.
Radiant's bottom tower is under attack.
Yeah, good smoke break though by Mapochka at the ward down as Toronto Tokyo looks to counter-initiate. Curse onto
Radiant's
the
bottom
illusion.
tower has
Only
fallen.
stop him for a second. Tornado. Cold Embrace came through, but with the vessel debuff, not healing for very much there. Avo will be taken down.
One
and
of
they even
my
got Roche out of it.
favorites.
That was a really good defense by Team Spirit. Obviously, I guess they were expecting this triangle incursion because both VP saw the Battle Fury, and you know the PAS stacks because you know Team Spirit's a good team. So you won't go and think, right, let's go and attack them in the ancient triangle to try to prevent these stacks from happening. You do that, but because Team Spirit was ready for this, they
Radiant's
get a
bottom
counter kill
tower
off it.
is under
Really
attack.
good both predictions from both teams and in general playstyle. That's how you know both teams are playing so cleanly. They can actually guess where they're going to go based on, you know, logic and thought processes.
I really like how you call it the ancient triangle. I mean, it is what it is. That's a Scotty already, by the way, for Nightfall. My goodness, Collapse in trouble as there's going to be another Ice Wall dropped. Won't find GPK, though, as he has a second Astral Step to use. And Nightfall is going to be good to go. Bullwhip increasing his move speed. Plenty top lane. Okay, Finger of Death. They're going to try and save Yatoro yet again, but he's going to go to the Blood Rights. Not much they can do there as Finger of Death and the Rupture both used.
Yeah, but worth entirely for that kill, especially now the Battle timing. For that. Nightfall gets another kill off this. Like you said, the Scotty timing is kind of bonkers. Like, PA was farming well for the bad game they had, but Nightfall had a good game and he's still farming well with the good game he's having.
Yeah, that was surprising. I was like, Scotty already? We're not even, what, at third daytime yet?
To be fair, she actually skipped over everything else, though.
Radiant
Yasha, so
structures
she kind
are
of rushed the Scotty.
fortified.
Fair point, but it's also a big item here. It's also a little, Tokyo. Okay.
Ravage. Catch, only 2. DM is probably the most important one, but DM can just get away as Essence Ring, and in fact, Collapse might be in trouble himself. There's the Snake hurting him. He's trying not to walk into the blood.
Radiant's
Slayer
middle
still has
tower
the
is under attack.
Winter's Curse, not using it just
Radiant's
yet.
middle
Disruption,
tower has
they're gonna catch him
fallen.
despite that. Slayer, Winter's Curse, right in front of Tokyo. There's the counter initiation we're looking for. Into the blood, right? We're gonna fix it on top of this. Then the kill Collapse immediately. Mescalito and Tokyo dying as well. Miposhka simultaneously falling. Yatoro has been ruptured. He's trying to fight the death blow. The cold embrace is impossible. He can't even get rid of a measly lion as the tips come out. Team Spirit will fall.
Radiant's middle tower is under
Big
attack.
fight there for VP. They just kind of cracked this game wide open all over them. Just really pressing this advantage. I mean, I have Scotty, yes, but all the ultimates. Not the best Ravage, unfortunately, here from our Tidehunter. Trying to put himself in between, you know, Spirit and the rest of VP, but we already had Kingslayer flanking around the side flawlessly. We had Bloodseeker kind of behind. DM doesn't even die. Putting Toronto Tokyo in a bit of an awkward spot as well, just with the Rod of Atos alone. Now we have an empty vessel. Mira is going to be the final one to fall here, and that will complete the belated 5-man wipe in the favor of VP. They're so cool, they don't even kill him with auto attacks here for DM. Just kills him with the vessel, or sorry, with the urn.
I mean, that Winter's Curse was just so good by Kingslayer. I don't think you can really blame Team Spirit for walking into that. It was just a really good positioning by Kingslayer. His Wyvern is legendary. It's just so good. So, I'm not surprised. Maybe VP doesn't really care about the nerfs because they know Kingslayer is such a good Wyvern. It's fine. Other teams are not picking her as much, and I think VP doesn't care. But they are changing the builds now. No more the whole Locket build. I will say though that Ravage, it looked worse than it was just simply because it's just so difficult to get a good Ravage here. You're only ever going to hit DOTA who doesn't care. Void Spirit will avoid it really easily. Bloodseeker's always going to be away from his team unless DM is stuck for whatever reason. It's so tough to actually get a good Ravage this game.
Yeah, not a great game to be playing Todd. Not a very enviable position. DM having a pretty fun time this game though, as he's going to go next into the BKB. They still have wards in the mid lane. They will deward them though. They're going to send Collapse to do it. That might kick off a team fight though, as the rest of VP will stop pushing bottom. They're going to head over here momentarily. But I think they know the jig is up.
Radiant's bottom tower is under attack.
Instead, yeah, Deuce's just going to stay back bottom. Nightfall slowly going to siege this tower. TP is coming top now from VP. They're going to try and set up for Yatoro. I don't believe he should be caught here, but they're safe with the Blink Dagger, making me E5 wards immediately. GBK to follow up, and down he goes. Mid lane, we're going to get maybe a couple of heroes out from this one as they slow DM to a crawl. There's another great curse off of Nightfall here, as Collapse cannot get to him fast enough. They will finish off DM and Kingslayer in exchange for the hard carry PA.
Regeneration.
Here almost makes this trade worth it because Team Spirit is losing. I think it's what makes them just take whatever.
Radiant's bottom tower is under
Obviously you
attack.
need to get that farm on the PA, but maybe you can start deviating your win condition to being the Invoker. Toronto Tokyo.
Nightfall knows. He knows he's here.
It's very cute actually by Nightfall.
Radiant's top tower
Nightfall's
is
gonna
under
fight back.
attack.
Stonegaze you. He's actually trying to kill Toronto Tokyo. This might be a crate to be near tier 1, so they can actually keep you to help him. He's turn everyone to stone.
They could.
Nightfall.
They could TP to help him.
But they're not. Nightfall's fine. Wow, this is confidence in your teammates times 1,000, right?
All right, now DM is back. He's going to be looking to chase anyone down. They are going to have a good move speed here thanks to the Invoker's low HP. Rod of Atos, good cast range there. On Miposhka, another Demonic Purge. You're going to dodge the silence there, the disruption, and the Bramble Maze is going to be enough. No, it's not enough, actually, as DM will hit him with the Rupture,
Radiant
save a blind stun here, easily finding Miposhka, and then we'll be able to get the kill there. Nightfall looking to do all of that, but he didn't get a counter kill. DOTA, man, what a hero. Still quite tanky, huh? VP right now showing us if it ain't broke, do not fix it.
I just don't think that DOTA got nerfed that much, and particularly if you actually look at the draft, DOTA got nerfed in situations where you're playing an out-tempoing draft, right? Where you actually hunter much more early, take advantage of how weakened launch shield. Not the case this game where you're playing a PA who usually is out-scaled by a DOTA easily, right? So the nerfs are irrelevant here. There's no, if it ain't broke, it doesn't mean it be touched. It's like you walking into a room and you see that your Nintendo's still there. Why would it be broken? Unless Kevin came into the room and touched it, the Nintendo should be fine. So, you know.
Kevin, no. Not Kevin.
That's
Always
sick.
walking in and breaking my Nintendo.
Honestly, what's wrong with Kevin?
Well, Yatoro, at least he's going to be able to read this gank coming and dodge it out. GBK running all over the map with his haste drone smoked up. Not going to find the PA this time around. The PA now with a BKB as well. Labs asking for another high five. He's been very eager to give high fives. DM was like, yeah,
Radiant's
come on back over
courier
here.
has been killed.
I'll give you that high five.
Yeah, Virtus.pro comfortable right now this game with the DOTA still out farming the PA. No, that's going to just continue and keeping the pressure up. They know if this goes late enough, the PA will be able to go mano-mano with the DOTA, but not right now. That's why they're playing so aggressively. They know the win opportunity is wide, but they also need to do something with it, and I think VP's playing accordingly. Team Spirit, though, also doing the right thing of just cut lanes endlessly. You might even consider getting an Ags in Yatoro at some point for that precise reason, but I do think that his build right now is better.
Yeah, I'd agree. I think Fan and Knives here for that pure damage is going to be really, really nice. Well, passives are way looking to break.
I mean, Thirst maybe, but like it's really just the percentage damage. I think it's really good.
Let's go Burst. Burst.
Because you don't break Mana Shield.
Any other big items? Nah, that would be ridiculous, right? 5-second disarm though at the ready now for Collapse with this halberd completed, reduced by 1.25, so a bit shorter, but still disarm good onto the DOTA. DOTA can't attack, she's not really doing much else but screaming or throwing a snake at you, so it gives you a little bit more time, for example, to set up something like a Cataclysm, which Toronto Tokyo now has finished up with the Axe Scepter being completed. Still not enough damage for him though. This is not going to kill a DOTA, especially if she has full mana. Even if she doesn't have full mana, she has full HP, this is still not going to kill her. Now, she can go mano-a-mano here to the PA with the MKB being online.
Yep, very big item for her. We also, I mean, with the Rupture, I think the PA is going to struggle to play. Usually this is the moment you're like, oh, how do I even catch up to her? She's Phantom striking all over the place. Not with Rupture. It denies her playstyle, and it makes her a much more like 40-minute hero, and they can't afford that much time. DM just tanking this like a time. Okay. There's the Collapse.
Can't get through. Can't get down though.
It seemed like DM there was incredulous, like, nah, not gonna ravage me. Get a BKB. You could have totally activated it.
Okay, on a Toronto Tokyo. Yeah, they're gonna try anyway. They bought back. Toronto Tokyo still alive. Gonna try and escape. He's thirsted. Oh, he's not thirsted up. Finger of Death there is gonna be used for Mira. Trying to get through with the right clicks. They will get that one down as they still manage to actually TP out the Shadow Demon. Team Spirit now on the run. We have a BKB still ready to go for Yatoro. As Toronto Tokyo still being chased down. GBK easily closing the gap. Now with the Resonant Pulse as well to keep him locked down. Save, dusting up, trying to catch him, but he's gone west. They thought he went east, and he will be able to escape that. Buyback there used on the Wyvern, and a good time to get out of that fight here because the Bloodseeker was soon to respawn.
The PA's two obstacles this game, the Bloodseeker and the Wyvern. You will have to die for your team fight to be easy. And
I'm grateful to
the buyback on Kingslayer. That didn't really happen. But it's a good start. I don't think DM will be so frugal
Radiant's
about his
middle
BKB
tower
switch, though,
is under attack.
He'll just use it immediately when he sees Titan blinking onto him. Now, DM now is just a creep. He is but a wall as they go and try to finish off the first good. They will succeed.
This is why we call
a lot here, find a nice, but he has one last after.
Oh, Yatoro!
Yatoro has no way to cancel this DP though, so it's just being retreat. Winter Skirt will find Collapse. This fight, the Earth play killing off Mira, and poor Collapse can't go up, he can't go down. He's just gonna walk around as everyone falls into him. And
cast upon the
I
tide.
gave him a high five at least before I went. That is going to still be a really big win for VP. First Roshan of the game now going down. PA just cannot bring the fight here to the do. So it's a good jump on the GPK, but if they can't burst them, you know, within or something, it's just impossible. I mean, it's one of the better Void Spirit games I've seen. There's just almost no catch seemingly for him. Doesn't even have a diffusal, or sorry, a Lincoln Sphere or a Yule Scepter. That's what I mean to say. Just this guy on Sange status resist is doing a lot of work for him. And with BKB, I mean, how do you hold this guy down? Yatoro, at least lucky to be alive here, thanks to Mira using up the DOTA. Blur, Nerves of Steel for Yatoro. Father jumping onto the Lion.
Usually the case for Team Spirit, though. I do find that they're like, for being such a young team, and I mean in age this time, not just in experience. I am very impressed with how many risky plays they're capable of making, and honestly, seemingly without being phased by them.
That was a little bit tense. We'll look back now at that first Ravage play with the Cataclysm reveal. Collapse now has another one of those ready to go. And like you say, DM this time probably going to be a bit faster on the BKB as Collapse needs to get the steal ward going. That was a fresh ward. That part of me very annoying, but it's not like we were going to fight around Roche during the duration of that ward anyway, so not too big of a deal here for VP. We will rotate around the map here. Nightfall with this Aegis, Eye of Scotty, SNY, and MKB, soon to be BKB on top, is a mighty strong target. Collapse, yeah, just a quick little disarm on a Nightfall at least, so he's not slowed by the Scotty projectiles. Miposhka gonna create some illusions. His illusions, though, gonna be cleared, yeah, very easily, as Save has the Lion Shard ready to go. Cold Snap onto DOTA, not allowing her to get off a lot of attacks, but the rest of VP just letting the DOTA do her thing. Already quite tanky, able to go through these towers with relative ease. Just like that, tier 2 tower mid lane has been taken down.
And this whole time, I think Nightfall got, what, 4 or 5k extra net worth, and PA
Dire
got
structures
3k.
are fortified.
The gap is ever so increasing.
Bounty.
It's not looking too good between them. If they can't start closing this gap, then even as much as you delay the game, you need to delay to
Radiant's
close this
top
gap.
tower
At this
is under
point, it
attack.
seems like the moment that you finally get to catch up to the Deuces when she runs out of slots, and that's gonna take a while. So, and wait till she
Radiant's
gets
top
Axe, which is pretty
tower
good,
has fallen.
or Shard, or Moon Shard, honestly.
Radiant are scattered.
It doesn't get a whole lot better here.
Radiant's
I mean,
top
Yatoro,
tower is under
what do we got?
attack.
Deso next? I mean, it's just...
You have to.
Oh,
It's
man.
the basic build on the PA. This is why I wasn't sold on the PA pick. Well, I thought the gyro was better here. I just think
Radiant's
it's
top
way too
tower
quick.
has fallen.
Well, right now it's what, quick maths, 8k net worth difference, 8.5 by the looks of it.
Radiant's
Nightfall's
top
continuing
tower
to push
is
up,
under
dodging the
attack.
tornado, which only finds the wagon.
BKB on
DM
that
as
as
well. Confident in front lining. Okay, that could be the ticket here.
Dire's bottom tower
so you can
is
kill the
under
back
attack.
lines and just try to conquer and do so all together. I think it's possible to kill her that way. But you need to
GPK is up on the high ground. They've scouted him though. He almost actually finds Miposhka with the Aether Remnant. He's ready to go in from behind though. That's the problem,
Radiant's
is that they can jump your
top
back
tower
lines
is under
almost just as
attack.
easily.
Dire's
There's
bottom
PA
tower
actually gets
is
hit by
under
the
attack.
silence, and that is going to mean Miposhka will go down 70 seconds without him.
Radiant's
They knew
top
he was
barracks
there.
are under
I didn't even
attack.
know you could TP in the middle
Radiant
of these trees.
structures are
But Yatoro trying to
fortified.
catch him out was going to be
Dire's
unsuccessful on that
bottom
attempt. And
tower
do
is
so in the
under
meantime,
attack.
just hitting all of your buildings.
Take a while, but you're also not doing anything to her, so I think it's fine.
Dire's bottom
Silas
tower
collapses
has
well.
fallen.
Nope, not gonna find him.
Radiant's top barracks are under
Step.
attack.
Walking
Radiant's
in,
top
with some way
barracks
to walk
has
out.
fallen.
Easy. That's the shard at work.
Yep,
Nightfall's
it's
not even
rather
taking
easy.
It's the right route. He's just straight up. Like, he's out of position, but he's a Dusa, so what is positioning?
What is position to you, especially if you don't know what going to throw you out there, Toronto Tokyo? Okay, that's not going to be a full duration Winter Skirts, but the silence to follow up, and now Dusa just staring him down with the Stone Gaze. Toronto Tokyo could not follow up on that Ravage. His Collapse, unfortunately, doesn't do a whole lot with that one. Doesn't find a single kill. There's going to go Mira now. His Collapse ruptured up. Is not even going to be able to get back to 2,000, taken down.
Dire's
Chitoro,
turret
BKB
has
active,
been
trying
killed.
for anything to at least get through the Lion. DM still alive. There's the Cold Embrace, though. And Kingslayer, oh, they even catch him. There's at least now going to be just a desperation. Cataclysm not doing much. Nightfall with 3 kills. GPK back up to the high ground. BKB active. Collapse now in a bad spot as well. He just bombed back. Proposed going to make a couple of Dusa illusions to try and turn the tide of this one. Collapse still alive, just getting kited around by DM as there's good damage on the GPK. Meatball dropped on him now. Can they go for the kill with the Semilate? No. And in fact, he jumps right back onto Toronto Tokyo, who just bombed back, just dies back now. That's going to have to be the GG. Toronto Tokyo will throw in the towel. Collapse still being kited around these fights. And it's a 2-0 win here for Virtus.pro.
And a very dominating performance by them. I think here...
Virtus.pro victory.
I did say that. I thought they were that. Last time I memed on Ocado, I thought they were just because it's a more normal game.